day 2. All's quiet right now inside the Olympic Oval in Calgary for day 2 of the ISU Speed Skating Championships, getting set for the women's 500 meter. And the first pairing of the day. On that inner lane, Ryo Yamada of Japan. Yamada was a B group winner last week in Salt Lake City. And Carolina Hiller-Donnelly of Canada, 25 years of age, from Prince George, BC. Two-time world championship gold medalist in the team sprint. It's Yamada on the inner, Hiller-Donnelly on the outer. The opening 100 meters will set the tone for the race, followed by one lap.
And that was beautiful, Signa. She looked so explosive right off of the line, got down and skated, and I like this aggression. She just needs to relax into her push. I've spoken to Carolina. She says, I need to trust my push. Sometimes I try a little too hard, and this is looking really nice. Nice and relaxed, yet aggressive. Beautiful 500-meter skating.
And coming down to the home straight, little bit of a stumble by Hiller on the inner lane. Looks like she'll have the edge in the pairing, and the clock time, 37.92 for Hiller-Donnelly. And 38.08 for Yamada to kick off the competition in the women's 500 meter.
Carolina is so clean off the line. This was a nice race for her. She got a little draft in that backstretch, and she really just focused and calmed herself into her stride. Again, sometimes the harder you try, the slower you go, especially in sprinting. I think that was a solid race for Carolina.
In the second pairing, in
the inner lane, Sophie Wormth of Germany. And on the outer lane, Kurumi Inagawa of Japan, 26 years of age. Wormth of Germany on the inner and Inagawa on the outer.
Nice
Opening 100 meters, looking pretty good.
Yeah, you want to see athletes get down into that position and start skating, and that was beautiful from Sophie. She has such a bright future. She's really helping lead this renaissance for Team Germany. I really like what I'm seeing here. She's just pushing down, pushing to the side. She's keeping it simple and gets that nice lean, building in the corner. Really lovely skating from Sophie.
Inagawa and Wormth. Drag race on this final stretch, and it will be the German on top, 37.43.
Very nice 500 meter, just off of her personal best by a 1/100th. Excuse me, yeah, 1/100th. I've done that math correctly. Gorgeous. This is so exciting, all right? This individual has all the building blocks to become a superstar. She just keeps it super simple. Nothing is really moving. It actually looks kind of easy, and that's how you want to look in a 500 meter. Think about a 100 meter dash. You want to see that relaxation.
The third pairing of 10 today. On the inner lane, Kristina Silieva of Kazakhstan was fourth at the World Championships last year in Hamar, Norway, and taken on Tian Runing of China. Was 12th last week in the 500 in Salt Lake City and 15th. Clean off the start, opening 100 meters to pick up speed. Both of these athletes, it's a real drag race, as we like to say. And Tian with a little bit of an upper hand by 5/100ths.
Nice little start for Tian. She's going to have the opportunity now to chase down Silieva. I really like how Silieva skates, keeping it nice and long and low, and great corner entry. It's so difficult to do that at this speed, but they're both building. Little dance in the corner. This is going to be real tight, Signa.
Tight right to the line. It looks like Silieva's got the edge. She does, and the time in the green by 5/100ths, 37.38 for the Kazakh skater.
What a lap for Silieva with a 6.8. That deserves a big high five. I agree. I just love how she looks right off the line. Super sharp. Every time she puts her foot down on the ice, she's got that immediate pressure. Nice, relaxed aggression in that corner. I'd like to see a little bit more relaxation perhaps on that home stretch. She was grinning or grimacing just a bit, but really solid skate.
From Chinese Taipei on the inner lane, it is Chen Yingchu. Wearing the blue skin suit. 30 years of age. Against one of the young up-and-coming skaters out of the Netherlands, Angel Daleman. 3 times a gold medalist at the Youth Olympic Games, 11-time World Junior gold medalist, and just equating herself on the World Cup stage. Chen on the inner, Daleman on the outer. Daleman A real well-rounded athlete, competes at 500 and 1500 as well as mass start. Behind right now at this stage of the race, and Chen, wow, 2/10 in the green.
Great start for Chen, but good start for Daleman, all right? She's got a rock-solid lap. She is so powerful. Nothing moves. She's just pushing down. She makes it look almost slow, but it's really fast because she's not over-trying. She's put herself into great position here. What a lap from Daleman, and Chen's looking good.
Yeah, Chen's going to come across first in this pairing, and in the green, 37.14, and that's a big PB.
Wow, congratulations to Chen. I mean, to go 10-3, that's special any day. Congratulations, what a race. Really solid off the line. Both women got really nice down into their position. Sometimes you kind of try and rush yourself, especially in a sprint. You think, oh, let me try so hard, let me move my feet. No, you have to relax into your stride without losing that aggression, and she did that really well today. Congratulations on a massive personal best.
In the
Fifth pairing, midway through the order.
it's Martina Baran.
Poland's Martina Baran was 7th in one of the 500 meters last week in Salt Lake City, setting a new personal best of 37.26. Serena Perger of Italy, of course, the home Olympics in Milano Cortina. This is a 21-year-old skater on the upside. A new personal best for her last week in Salt Lake City. Clean off the start. Berger of Italy looking a little bit lower than Baran. Has the upper hand through 100 meters, but they're still a little bit off the pace by a 10th.
Perger set herself up nicely, though, to get a little bit of a draft. I think that was pretty solid for her. She's so explosive. Again, she's now chasing down Baran. Is she going to hit that corner entry? Beautiful. Gets on the lean. Give me a little more dance out of the corner. You can tell she's struggling a little bit to hold it at this speed. This looks good, though.
Perger has maybe the advantage and will come across the line. Not in first. In second place, 37.35.
Just off of her personal best, but anytime I see consistency like that, Signa, I'm going, that's good. Anytime you can have a race, especially at a World Cup level, that's consistent, you're just setting yourself up for a breakthrough. I thought this was a really simple and really strong race for both women. Kept it nice and long. They raced well. Nothing is pulling her really off of her stride. Sometimes you kind of muscle skating and you try too hard with your arms. Really, really solid race for both women.
In the
Sixth pairing in the women's 500 meter. On the inner lane, Anzelika Wojcik of Poland. And on the outer lane, looking focused, it's the 27-year-old from Quebec City, Beatrice Lamarche. Of course, coming off that first ever World Cup bronze medal in the 1,000 meter at Salt Lake City last week, but brimming with confidence. She's on the outer lane. Wojcik on the inner lane of Poland. It is the Canadian Lamarche on the outer lane with the home crowd behind her. Opening 100 meters. What's it going to be? Wojcik 1/10 off the pace, and Lamarche trying to catch up.
Skating so well right now, though, Signa. She just has to trust her stride. Don't try and race Wojcik, all right? She has so much power off of the gun. But Lamarche just needs to relax and keep turning it over. She's found something in her stride this season. Look at this lap, Signa. Gorgeous.
Lap time, and now driving towards the line, trying to maybe chase down a Canadian record. Across the line, not quite there. 37.57 for Lamarche, and Wojcik, 37.54.
Still a great race. I think we both thought maybe Katrina Lemadone's Canadian record of 37.22 was going down. She was just off it, of course, by a few tenths. but she's got to take confidence from this, all right? What a lap from Beatrice Lamarche. She has really found something special this season, and she's just going to keep building. Great consistent race, really lovely race there from Wojciech. We've known that she has so much potential, so much talent, so explosive off the line. I really like how she skates.
From the Netherlands on the inner lane, Jutta Leerdam, a 26-year-old, held off the podium in the 1,000 meters. So hungry in the 500. Kaja Ziomek-Nogal of Poland. Key member of the team sprint for Poland. They picked up a bronze medal in Hamar, Norway last year at the World Championships. So Leerdam off the podium in the 1,000 here. She was the winner in Salt Lake City in the 1,000 and was 5th in the 500. See how the opening 100 meters goes. It'll be Ziomek-Nogal in front.
Hey, a 10-2 will work any day, and she's going to get an amazing draft here behind Jutta Leerdam, who doesn't necessarily have the fastest tempo in the world, but she does have the best lap in the world, all right? That woman gets so much power, so much pressure into the ice. Look at how strong she's skating this corner. This is going to be great.
And it's going to come right down to the wire. The time to beat 37.14. They can't do it. So Kaja Ziomek-Nogal just off by 7/100ths.
Chen had a phenomenal race. We got to give it up to Chen. Hey, that was a nice little race for both of these women, I think. Jutta is just so strong technically. Tactically, I mean, she's amazing. She's truly ushered in, I think, so much excitement, especially in the shorter distances. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, this is just building towards Milano Cortina, and there's a lot of fast racing here today.
The time to beat set by Chen Yingqiu of Chinese Taipei. 37.14 is the time to beat. Anna Boersma of the Netherlands is on the inner lane, 24 years of age. At the Dutch Championships, she finished 2nd and 3rd in their 500-meter races. And then on the outer lane, very exciting athlete from Korea, Lee Na-hyun, was on the podium in Salt Lake City, 2nd place in the 500 last week. Boersma of the Netherlands on the inner. It's Lee of Korea on the outer. Opening 100 meters followed by 1 lap around the track. And right now they're both a 10th off the pace.
I'd love to see Boersma just relax ever so slightly more. You can tell that she's muscling this a little bit. I do like her stride right to the side. She's pushing down, but I felt like both women were looking for a little something extra special in that start, and I don't know if it equated to the speed.
Well, they need to pick up the speed right now. The time to beat 37.14, and they're off the pace. So that time set by Chen Yingqiu of Chinese Taipei, standing up with 2 pairs to go.
Both women got down into position off of the line. I just felt like there was a little bit of rushing in that first corner. Boersma getting nice into her position, especially the last 200 meters. But again, this is a 500 meter. It's a game of centimeters, Signa. And sometimes the harder you try, the slower you go. It's this fine balance of being aggressive without actually taking yourself off your stride.
9th pairing features the Olympic champion at 500 meters, Erin Jackson. Was 2nd twice last weekend in the 500 meter in Salt Lake City. And this 22-year-old up-and-coming from Japan, Yukina Yoshida, is on the outer. Also on the podium in Salt Lake City. She was third in one of the 500s and fourth in the other. So perhaps one of these two women can knock off Chen on the top of the podium right now. Off cleanly, and here they go. Erin Jackson on the inner lane with that unconventional style. Really good through 100 meters. And off by 3/100ths.
That'll put her into contention, though. I just love how Erin skates. She's got such a quick tempo, so sharp, immediate press down. I mean, she has that, of course, inline background. She's very strong, very smart as an athlete. She knows how to handle the pressure, and this is looking good.
Oh, no!
Yoshida.
Yoshida is down. Don't like to see that. We'll check on her in a second. Jackson, let's see if it threw her off. Having another athlete go down. Jackson off by 1/100th of a second, 37.15.
Chen had the race of her life today. Unfortunate for Yoshida. Gosh, that looked, to be honest, like a painful fall.
So Yoshida is up on her feet. The crowd bringing her across the line, but with the speeds that these speed skaters hit, I mean, that hurts even into the padding.
Well, I want to take another look. Both women looking very solid here. Great corner entry from Yoshida. What happens? The ice just unfortunately breaks under her skate. And to go feet first like that, I've done it. I don't recommend it. It is not fun. And I'm hoping that she is going to be A-okay, but that one looked very painful. Nice race from Erin Jackson. She's rounding into form so nicely. You know, Olympic champion. She knows that in 70 some odd days, she's going to be in Milano Cortina. But unfortunate with the fall.
Chen the leader, Jackson in second. Shomak Nagal in third. One pairing remains, and it includes the world record holder, Femke Kok, up against her Netherlands countrywoman, Marit Flederis, who picked up a podium finish in the 1,000 meters. But all eyes on the 25-year-old from the Netherlands, Femke Kok, taking the 1,000 meters in Calgary already. And that 500-meter world record, a 12-year-old record, knocking that down. 36:09 was her time in Salt Lake City. Off they go. It's Flederis on the inner lane, and it's Kok on the outer lane. Opening 100 meters. Can they make a dent in this lead by Chen? No, they're off by 6/100ths.
But Kok has set herself up perfectly for a beautiful draft here. In my opinion, she's in a league of her own. Look at how relaxed she is. She's so low. Everything is going down. Everything's going to the side. A little stutter step to correct herself going into that corner, but she's still got nice lean Signa. Can she hold it?
She's going to drive towards this final straight. Femke Kok, the only one that can unset the podium right now, and she does it. Almost by 0.5 of a second, 36.65 for Femke Kok.
And Chen gets that beautiful silver medal, but all eyes should be on Femke Kok right now. I think she's in a league of her own, right? She just looks so solid. She looks like she's having fun. She looks like she's skating light, and that can only come really with the confidence of breaking a 12-year world record. Brilliant racing. There's a few things that I would change if it was an ideal day, but she's walking away with a beautiful gold medal around her neck.
The back-to-back-to-back world champion at 500 meters, the world record holder. And what a moment for Chen. Coached by Canadian Kevin Crockett. And a little Canadian flavor to that silver medal.
That is wonderful. Congratulations to Chen. What a 500 meter for her, 37.14. But again, Femke Kok in a league of her own, winning this 500 meter by almost 0.5. half a second, Signa. We're talking usually 1/100th of a second. That is how strong she is right now. My phone is blowing up. Everyone's saying, whoa, that was exciting.
Just like a regular day at the office, though, for Femke Kok at this stage of the race, right?
Well, it's just another feather in her cap, right?
Yeah.
Like, of confidence. Super strong. She looked great in the 1,000-meter yesterday. And you're going to hear me say this over and over again. It's all about that relaxed aggression. She's doing that better than anyone right now.
Femke Kok, another gold medal at the 500-meter to go along with her 1,000-meter. And Chen Ying Chu, a silver medal. Aaron Jackson picking up the bronze.
There was a time when international ultra competitions took place outdoors. We trained in the natural cold, carving out golden wings. That length is still a hallmark of Canadian sport. Today, as ice grows colder and level, speed skating has moved indoors, and the St. Lawrence barely freezes long enough for a single strike. Santé believes it's not too late. Their innovative carbon capture solutions aim to protect the world we cherish, from the atoms that build our lives to the ice that carries our heritage. In partnership with Speed Skating Canada, Santé is not just preserving a sport, they are preserving a way of life. Outdoor ice is where resilience is born, where generations test themselves and connect heart to ice.
Commanding lead in the World Cup standings for Femke Kok right now through 2 stops on the World Cup circuit. Of course, 2 more coming up. Herenveen and Hamar before all these Olympic decisions are made from all of these countries. Who's going to go to Milano Cortina? Well, we don't need to guess. That's one of the Dutch skaters right there.
It's a stressful time, but when you're skating as well as Femke Kok, I hope she's just enjoying the wave, because this is poetry in motion. Nothing is taking her off of her stride. She gets down immediately and just drives those knees. I love the way she's skating. She gets to chase down Merritt there a little bit. Nice draft. Takes the little stutter step to correctly kind of enter into that corner. But really, really, really nice sprint speed skating from that woman right there.
So we did have a disqualification in the women's 500 meters, so just an adjustment to the final standings there. It was Kaya Jimenez-Nagal. So unfortunately no World Cup points there. That hurts when you're charging towards World Cup points to get you in the Olympic conversation. So great crowd Saturday at the Calgary Olympic Oval.
3 minutes to the start of the men's 500 meters.
Getting set for the men's 500 meter. Athletes are warming up. Ice today, pretty good, eh? Anastasia, you grew up skating here.
I think the ice is always good in Calgary. But it's, you know what, there's just an atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that it's go time, and the athletes know it's go time. Yesterday was spectacular, Signa. I mean, we were just walking around the oval after the racing, and everyone just, their mouths were open.
Yeah.
They were like, what did we just watch? That 5,000 meter was so spectacular.
2/100ths of a second on the final pairing. Casey Dawson coming out on top.
It was so fun. It was really special. And he was saying it was kind of a full circle moment to share the podium with Ted Jan Blumen, too, because he was so inspired by him.
The first 500 meter of the weekend kicking off in stop number 2 of the World Cup circuit. A look at the standings right now. No surprise to see the Stars and Stripes and Jordan Stolz on top. But there's a couple men chasing him, including Yenning DeBow, who they had a great duel in the 1,000 meter. They went 1-2, so we'll see how the 500 meters shakes up. They're not up against each other, but still some great matchups you'll see. A couple Canadians in the field, including Laurent Dubreuil, who's looking for his first podium of the season. Had some pretty good skates, but just hadn't clicked in terms of the results. And of course, Damian Jurek looking very good this season. And don't count out Yevgeny Koshkin either, of Kazakhstan. I think that's maybe, if you want to pick a dark horse for this race, that might be it.
Open 9-3 last week in Salt Lake City.
Opening pairing in the men's 500 meter. On the inner lane, a great veteran from Japan, Yuma Murakami. He took the Group B 500 title last week, warming himself up against the 29-year-old from Quebec City, Chris Fiola, getting the crowd on their feet. Fiola third in the B group last week in Salt Lake City. And with that different starting style. It's a 100-meter opener followed by one lap. It's Fiola of Canada on the outer lane. On the inner, it's Murakami of Japan.
Oh, 9-4 for Murakami, absolutely flying. Chris just needs to really skate his own race, okay? He got down into position nicely. He's not rushing his stride. Murakami, look at him just hug that corner. Chris struggling a little bit, but look at him bounce back with that second crossover.
He sure did. It's going to be Fiola coming across the line in first. 34.53.
Nice.
Just 0.2 off his personal best.
Again, consistent. You should be very happy with that. As you said, little unconventional starting style. That comes from inline. Some athletes think that that really helps them get into their position immediately. You don't want to see skaters pop up and really try in a 500 meter. It should look like poetry in motion. Harder you try, the slower you go. I thought Chris did a great job of skating his own race, not getting too far ahead of himself, not trying to race Murakami. Really, really good start to this men's competition.
Yuta Hirose, 21 years of age from Japan, World Junior 500 meter silver medalist. From the Netherlands, Sebas Diniz. Salt Lake City again in the B group, but finished second there. And then was 18th in the 500. Off they go, second pairing of the day. Opening 100 meters sets the tone. Denise powerful off the line. He's gonna have the edge coming into the 100 meter mark, and he'll be in the green by 1/10 of a second, 9.5.
That'll work, and he set himself up nicely for a little draft. He can chase him down in this backstretch. He just has to really sink into his stride. He is pushing to the side, takes his time. Great corner entry. It's very difficult to hold that with these speeds, and you can see him.
Yeah, just holding on to those G-forces, and he'll end up winning this pairing. The time, he's going to set it at 34.11. That's a personal best.
He is sharpening up, and that is worth a huge high five. He's got a really nice cadence about him right off the line. I like it. It's super explosive. He's driving his knees. His arm swing isn't taking him off of his push. and then he just relaxed really nicely in that backstretch. Did a good job to get the draft, holds the G-forces, which is not easy, especially for a man his size on an inner on the 500 meter, but great race. Congratulations on a beautiful personal best.
By 0.2 of a second, waving to the crowd at the Calgary Olympic Oval. Joep Venemars of the Netherlands, fresh off a third-place finish in the 1,000 meter. He is the world champion at 1,000. And Tetsuya Shinhama, powerful 500-meter skater, former world championship bronze medalist at this distance. He's on the outer lane. And a false start. We'll see who that's against.
A little bit of movement there. Looks to be on Joep.
Yeah, Venemars. Venemars on the inner lane. It's Shinhama on the outer lane. Opening 100 meters. The time to beat right now, 34.11, and they're off the pace by a little bit, 0.2.
Shinhama can be so clinical in his opener. That was just a little bit off from what he usually skates. Nice drop with you. Shinhama Oh!
Another athlete down. It's Shinhama. Went down on his back. Hopefully he's okay. And Venemars coming across the line, 34.55.
Solid race for you, but just off his personal best, of course, but that was a tough one for Shinhama.
Shinhama is back on his feet, coming across the finish line. And looking a little hurting after that fall. He's a big man.
Well, to fall at that speed is it's just not fun.
And this is the second corner.
He was very cautious with his corner entry, and sometimes it's actually better to let off a little bit so you hammer the corner and you're immediately in position, but his skate just broke out from under him, and that hurts. Joep looking very solid, but again, unfortunate fall.
Joep Venemars looking on. His World Cup season off to a good start, and there is Shinhama shaking it off. There's the leader right now, Sebastian Denis of the Netherlands, 34.11. Personal best time. In this pairing, Cedric Brunet of Canada, 24 years of age from Gatineau, Quebec, winner at the Canadian Trials this year, against Estonia's Martin Liiv, two-time Olympian. He was 9th last week in Salt Lake City, his best result in the 500. Brunet on the inner, huge personal best last week of 34 even. Looking to equal or better that today. Brunet of Canada on the inner. It is Liiv of Estonia on the outer. Opening 100 meters. Brunet will get there first. He's off by a 1/10 of a second, 9.62.
That is a solid little opening, though. I really liked his position right off of the gun. He got down and skated, and this looks nice. He is, listen, he's racing right now. He's going, this is a 500 meter, let's go. But Cedric has just looked so good all season. Oh, and
Leave almost goes into the other lane. It's maybe threw off Brunet a little bit, tying up at the finish line. It's going to be Leave first, sliding in third position, 34.50. And Brunet off his personal best, but a solid start.
Solid start. I want to watch this race about 4 times over. I love how he starts, all right? He's just so strong in that position and gets down and skating. Right here, that little smile on his face, that makes me think he was trying just a little too hard. It's so easy to do, okay? It happens to everyone, but in the 500 meter particularly, there's just this taking like a percentage or two off will actually make you faster.
Wait for the crowd in this pairing. On the inner lane, Laurent Dubreuil of Canada, 33 from Lévis, Quebec. 8-time World Championship medalist. Against Poland's Marek Kania, who's on the outer lane. Dubreuil looking for his first podium finish of the season on the inner lane, and Kania of Poland on the outer. And they're off cleanly, opening 100 meters. And you know that Dubreuil is on one if he gets a good time through 100. And he is off by 9/100ths of a second, 9.6.
He needs to really just sink down and skate the way he can, all right? This looks nice and sharp. I love his stride. I also love his second corner. He gets so much lean here, so quick on his feet, building out. But he's in tough with... This is a good one from Kania.
Yeah, Kania has a few inches on Dubreuil and will come across in second. 5/100ths off the pace set by Denise. So Dubreuil sliding into third at this stage of the race.
Both men so sharp off the line. I feel as though I've seen Larry get down into his position just ever so slightly sooner off of the gun, to be honest with you. Still super solid skate. But he has been so good for so long that he's always wanting to make himself better. And I think there are a few parts of that race where he'll look back at the tape and know where to change.
Shui Jiwen of China. Great result for the 22-year-old last week in Salt Lake City, was 5th in the 500. And Cooper McLeod of the United States. Massive world championships for him. He was 3rd in the 500, picking up a podium, and was 4th in the 1,000. Looking to translate that in this Olympic season. Shui of China is on the inner lane. It's McLeod of the United States on the outer lane. And through 100 meters, Schwen with a bit of an edge, and 9/100ths off the pace, 9.6.
I love how Shui just skated that corner, though. He was driving his knees, he was driving his arms. Super, super aggressive, but he's still relaxing into his stride. Cooper McLeod, as you said, came on so strong last season, and look at this, how much speed he's got here.
Got to carry that speed to the finish line. It's going to be Schwen at the line, shooting at the line, and behind by 5/100ths of a second. So the time by Denise still standing up, 34.11.
Solid race for Cooper, and Shui is a true contender, Signa. I really love how he skates. Bright future, very bright future. Super aggressive off of the gun. And then he just got down. I like his arm swing. Nothing is really pulling him off of his stride. I'd love to see that left arm in that second corner, maybe just a little bit more quiet. But for a 22-year-old with that PB last weekend, he's here to play.
Just 22 years of age. And there is the leader, Sebastian Denise of the Netherlands, holding tight, 34.11. Should be an interesting duo here. Kim Jun-ho of Korea picked up a third place finish in Salt Lake City. And from Norway, Bjorn Magnussen, the first Norwegian man to go sub 34 seconds in the 500 meter. He did that in Salt Lake City. Kim of Korea on the inner and Magnussen of Norway on the outer. False start. And that will be on Magnussen. Yeah, a little bit on the arm there. Have to be totally still at the start line. Kim Jun-ho of Korea on the inner lane. Bjorn Magnussen of Norway on the outer lane. Kim on the inner, coming off that third place finish in Salt Lake City. Trying to repeat that. He looks really good through 100 meters. The time, 9:39 in the green.
Stand up. Are you kidding? That is blazing fast. Right now, he just has one assignment. Trust your stride. Do not get too excited. I love what I'm seeing. He takes a little bit of a beat to get himself into the proper position for that corner.
Oh, no!
Magnussen down. Kim, what can he do to finish?
Okay, Kim driving to the line. He's by himself. Final strides. He's in the green by a tenth of a second. 33.99. First sub 34 we've seen today.
Beautiful. The 30-year-old gets a massive personal best last weekend, and that was a gorgeous race today.
And Magnussen back on his feet. Good to see. We've seen a couple falls on that corner today, and it just, you know.
It's so tough. I mean, these speeds, I mean, we're on very fast ice, of course, and if you're finishing on that inner corner, you have to combat the G-forces. If your hip is not in the perfect place, boom. It looks like the ice maybe just broke out from under him. Unfortunately, yeah, it's just so quick. There's nothing you can do when that happens. You're immediately down into the pads, but congratulations to Kim. He's reminding us that it's Olympic here, to be honest. He's like, hello, I could be on the podium on any given day. Unfortunate for Bjorn, though. Such an amazing weekend last weekend, and we were talking to his coach, Jeremy Weatherspoon. He kind of laughed. He said, yeah. He also said, thanks for allowing me to beat your record, coach. But Jeremy, very proud of him. You know, says he's tracking really nicely. Unfortunate fall today, but great race from Kim. 9-3, Signa.
Yeah, on that opening 100. 33.99, the time to beat by Kim Jun-ho. It's heating up at the Calgary Olympic Oval. 3 pairs to go. Damian Jurek of Poland picked up a second place finish in Salt Lake City last week on World Cup. Gao Tingyu of China, gold medalist in Beijing 2022. How many 22s do I have? Took a year off. Asian Games winner last year, and he's back on World Cup. He is a threat. He's on the outer right there. Interesting pairing we've got. We've got Zurich of Poland on the inner and Gao Tingyu of China on the outer. Whoa!
9-4. All right, he's here to play, and he's going to get such a nice little draft here against Zurich. He says, yeah, I will take that. Thank you very much. Gao is flying. That is easy speed, Signa. Can he hold the corner? He almost has a hand down.
Hand down, nearly went over there. And he lost some time there, too. Zurich is going to come across the line. He's driving in there. He slides into second place. So Zurich, 34.07. And that corner is giving a lot of people, that inner corner is giving people a lot of trouble today.
It is. It's really difficult. Hey, shout out to Zurich for having such a strong lap. He's exciting. I am excited about him. Write his name down and then circle it for February. I think he's got big plans. Gao is he's not even a dark horse because he's the Olympic champion. Unfortunate that this happened. Again, so hard to hold that inner corner in a 500 meter when you're going this fast. He was just pulled off his track a little bit, pulled off his stride, but you know he will be back. Congratulations to Zurich.
The leader, Kim Jun-ho of Korea, 33.99 is the time to beat. Might go down in this pairing here. The inner lane, it is the American phenom, Jordan Stolz. Last week in Salt Lake City, won the 500, the 1,000, 1,500. Didn't finish on the podium in the second 500, so he's hungry. And maybe the dark horse in this competition, Yevgeny Koshkin of Kazakhstan. Koshkin of Kazakhstan on the outer, a 9-3 opener last week. Stolz on the inner lane from the U.S. It is Koshkin of Kazakhstan on the outer, opening 100 meters.
Oh!
9-3 again by Koshkin.
Almost a 9-2, Signa, and he's going to get an opportunity to draft Jordan Stolz. Give me a break. What can these both men do? He's going to have a perfect corner entry to be able to hold this, and he's almost pivoting. No!
That corner is just giving people trouble. That means Stolz is going to have the edge here, but Stolz was thrown off a little bit.
Oh,
and into second place. 3/100ths of a second off, 34.02. And we're seeing loads of, anyone's game really on this inner corner.
There's Jordan's dad, Dirk, looking on. Yeah, wow, that last corner, we always know it comes to play, but today it's been pretty feisty. Koshkin almost opens 9-2, unbelievable, gets that little draft, and then immediately I go, this has to be a perfect corner entry or this is going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah. It's like he was skating short track there for a few strides. Unfortunate, but both of these men, so exciting to watch. Congratulations to Jordan Stolz. I know that he's going to want to look at the video, though, and go, where can I sharpen up a little bit? Because I think he likes the taste of gold.
34.02 in second place for Jordan Stolz behind Kim Jun-ho, who's the only man to break 34 seconds today. One pairing left. Yenning de Bo of the Netherlands. World champion at 500 meters against Wataru Morishige of Japan. Morishige finished off the podium in 4th last week, but he's a bronze medalist at the Olympics at 500 meter. De Bo of the Netherlands on the inner. World champion Morishige of Japan, Olympic bronze medalist. Of course, there's going to be a false start with this much drama building.
And it will be
on Yenning de Bo.
You have to be perfectly still.
Stepping back in, Yenning DeBow on the inner. Wataru Morishige of Japan on the outer. 33.99 is the time to beat by Kim Jun-ho of Korea. Opening 100 meters. Morishige looking really good here. 9.5, they're a 10th off, but this lap has got to be fast if they want to get on the podium.
Well, that was a nice corner from Yenning as well. So low, he's just driving his knees. He has a really nice relaxed upper body swing. I like this. It looks easy speed, almost like they're walking on the automatic. Oh, and Morishige driving to the line, and Yenning DeBow across the line and off by 3/100ths of a second, but he'll finish in second place. Wow.
So Kim takes the title in Calgary.
I was going to say, it looked like they were walking on one of those automatic sidewalks at the airport, all right? That's what easy speed looks like, and Yenning had that for a nice 175 meters on that back stretch and into the corner. Really nice, calm, cool, collected right here. Love that. Great corner entry, took his time. Morishige had a great second corner as well, but for Yenning just to trust his stride like that, he wasn't necessarily racing his pair, he skated his own race. What a wild 500 meter.
Yeah.
I don't think I would predict the podium like this, to be honest.
I don't think that's what was maybe on paper ahead of this 500, but Kim Jun-ho of Korea, the only man to break 34 seconds today, serving some notice here.
Well, and it just goes to show that it's anyone's game on any day for the 500 meter right now, right? Like the results we saw in Salt Lake City last week, we're going, oh my, I gotta catch my breath and drink a glass of water. It just continues, like the drama. Anyone could be on the podium on any given day. It is so exciting. Congratulations to that man for winning the gold today. But there's a few people that say, nah, it's not gonna happen again. Everyone's sharpening up. Of course, the big exam being in February. Yeah, fist bump.
I love to see that. Kim Jun-ho, 33.99, the winning time today. Yenning DeBow and Jordan Stoll's a lock, but separated by 7/100ths of a second if you go down, or 1,000ths of a second, I should say.
Yes.
Doing my math properly. Top Canadian in the field, Laurent Dubreuil in 10th.
Special thank you to the volunteer leads, Kathy Brennan, Scott MacArthur, Alexander Schauter, Brad Andrews, David Mitchie, Megan Watson, Jesse Irvine, Tom Higgins, Karen Hanner, Tonnalee Andrews, and Wayne New.
So Stoll still with the lead in the World Cup standings over Yenning DeBow. Damien Jurek and Kim with that victory today, moving up the lot. Interesting, on the road to Milano Cortina at the World Cup circuit. 2 stops down. We'll have another 500 meter tomorrow in Calgary. And maybe some more juggling in terms of the leaderboard. We shall see. Aaron Jackson of the United States picking up the bronze medal in the women's 500 meter. 2 podium finishes at the 500 last week in Salt Lake City and again here today. So asserting her dominance at this distance. And the white hat ceremony, as is tradition at the Calgary World Cup or any international event hosted here at the Olympic Oval. And a surprise silver medalist today from Chinese Taipei, Chen Yingzhu, 37.14 the time today. Well, Chen, big results, of course coached by Canadian Kevin Crockett. Femke Kok picked up that world record in the 500 last week. Well, it's a victory this week and undefeated at 500 meters this season. Also picked up the 1,000 meter title as well. So a sprint double for Femke Kok. And one more 500 meters still to go tomorrow in Calgary. Aaron Jackson powering to that bronze medal. And that surprise silver medal today by Chen from Chinese Taipei. And that double Dutch battle at the end won by Femke Kok. Undefeated at 500 meters this season. And will that continue tomorrow? Ice being resurfaced. Of course, we got the women's and men's 1,500 meter coming up, but first, the 500 meter medal ceremony. Get my distances straight here in Calgary. Jordan Stolz of the United States, 34.02 to take home the bronze medal. And another white hat, former Calgary Mayor Nenshi handing out the hats today.
I wonder how many white hats Jordan Stolz has collected so far.
Hopefully his parents brought big luggage.
Yeah.
Yeding Debout. A silver medal second silver medal of the weekend, taking second place in the 1,000 meters behind Stoles. At the world champion at 500 meters. Looking for top prize maybe tomorrow. Kim Jun-ho, sub 34 seconds today, celebrating. We saw him do the slide to the ice and the fist pump.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when you beat these two men, you gotta be celebrating.
No, I mean, only man to go sub 34. He had a massive personal best last weekend at 30 years old. I mean, moments like this don't always come around. Like, he has found something beautiful in his stride. And again, it's anyone's game on any given day in the 500 meter, the 1,000 meter right now.
That's why we watch sports. That's why we watch.
Nothing
Kim,
better.
DeBow, Stoles, your medalists in the 500 meter. Well, the ice resurfacing still happening at the Calgary Olympic Oval. We have the 1,500 meter distances coming up for the women and the men. We like to call them the royalty races. I don't know whether that's like, I think we call it that. I don't know whether everybody calls it that.
Yeah, it's our affectionate nickname, I suppose. The king and queen of races,
Yes.
of course. The 1,500 meter is sometimes referred to.
Because it hurts, right?
It hurts a lot.
So 3.5 laps around the track. We'll have that coming up shortly. Thanks for joining us here today. Thanks again for joining us for the ISU Speed Skating World Cup #2 from Calgary, Alberta. The women's 1,500 meter on deck, 3.5 laps around this Olympic oval. And it's the kind of race that hurts. There's your leader after one weekend of racing in Salt Lake City last week, Joy Böhne. Antonetta Rijpma de Jong, gritty skater as well from the Netherlands, and Ragna Vikland, the ones to watch all racing today. Great Canadian veteran, Yvonne Blondin, Han May battling it out in pairing number 5 today. And later in the order, I'm looking forward to pairing number 8. Rijpma de Jong against Vikland, come on. But can anybody touch Joy Buna?
There's Hamish Black, an old Canadian speed skater, having a little bit of fun. We said it was a party.
Introducing the women's 1,500 meters in the first pairing.
Underway, the women's 1,500 meter from the United States. Greta Myers, former competitive hockey player for 12 years, turned her attention to speed skating. She's on the inner lane. And a young Japanese star, Momoka Horikawa, 15th yesterday in the 3,000. So it's a 200-meter opener, 300-meter opener followed by 3 laps.
And it's really kind of the equivalent to the 800-meter in athletics, all right? You got to go out really fast and then kind of just hold on. It's a big question of who can hold their technique when the fatigue hits, because you will be having your lungs burning. You will be having your legs feel as though they're in cinder blocks. This is a very painful race. And Greta Myers, I mean, only 21 years old, beautiful future. As you said, she came from hockey, but I love it. This is a quote from her. She said, honestly, speed skating is more of an art. It's all about learning to skate in a way that is as efficient as possible and maintaining your top speed without dumping it. That is the name of the game in this distance, Signa.
2 laps to go, a 28.5 lap time for Greta Myers. She had a new personal best last week in Salt Lake City in the 1,500 meter, 1:54.97.
Taking that extra crossover, but you can start to see at 1,100 meters, 1 lap to go, fatigue absolutely setting in. Just not as light on their feet as we saw that first lap.
So Myers still with the edge right now, under 30-second lap time there. And this is when you start to see the pain form on the faces, the body English, if you will.
The tempo is just slowed down ever so slightly. That left arm is starting to move. I call it a chicken wing because it does take you off your stride, but this has been gritty from Greta.
Myers coming towards the finish line, and she'll clock 1:56.59 to set the tone for the day.
You can see she's using her body weight really nicely. Nose, knees, toes. Takes the extra crossover in the corners. Speed skating is super technical. It's super physiological. But that was a gritty race. I don't know if she's going to be all that happy with it. She is shaking her head there, but bright future for Myers.
Canada's Beatrice Lamarche from Quebec City, taking the inner lane in this 1,500. She's had a busy weekend so far in the 500 and the 1,000 meters. Elizaveta Golubeva of Kazakhstan takes to the outer lane. And off they go. Opening 300 meters. followed by 3 laps. And if you're an athlete like LaMarche, who's competed already in the 1,000, she was 6th place in the 1,000 meter and already competed in the 500. I mean, does this hurt more, or are you trained for this?
Well, you do train for it, but speaking as a old 500-meter skater, it hurts. But that was a really solid start for Beatrice LaMarche. I really like what I'm seeing. She has found something really, really beautiful in her stride this year. We were chatting last year, and she's just said, I need to have fun. I need to allow my body just to move and to feel free on the ice. And that's what I'm seeing right now very consistently. She is skating so well. This is a great pair for her. She's going to have a little game of cat and mouse here. But really nice first lap from both women.
Okay, both of them well in the green at this stage of the race, and it's Golubeva of Kazakhstan in front.
Beatrice still looking very nice and relaxed. She's got a really, really lovely recovery. Good corner entry, pumping that arm. You do see a tempo change in the corner. That's where you make all your speed. She's driving her knees nicely. And fatigue is going to start to hit and settle right about now with 1 lap to go.
Bell lap right now. They're both in the green. Golubeva the edge over LaMarche.
And it's going to be a little bit. No, she goes over the top of her. All right, we're clear. Beatrice still moving nicely. Golubeva also really using her body weight nicely. And nice little dance in the corner. Hello, Golubeva. Absolute gritty showing from her.
Golubeva pulling away in this pairing down this final straight. And at the line, she'll clock 1:53.93.
Very nice race. We are seeing times a little bit off of personal best right now. Yeah, she's going, I don't know if that was all that good. I thought it looked great, to be honest. She really maintained a nice dynamicism in her stride. When you start to fatigue, especially in a 1,500 meter, it feels like you're skating through 2 feet of snow. And she kept it moving. She wasn't trying, she wasn't muscling. She just allowed her body weight to carry her momentum.
Third pairing features Isabel van Elst of Belgium. Salt Lake City last week in the 1,500 meter was 14th. And Switzerland's Caitlin McGregor, a dual citizen, Canadian and Swiss. Another former hockey player. Played at a high level for Switzerland's under-18 team. Three and a half laps around the track at the Olympic Oval in Calgary. Van Elst taking the inner, McGregor on the outer from Switzerland.
This looks nice and aggressive from Van Elst and McGregor. Both women's nice turnover in that opener.
And Van Elst, 3/100ths in the green at this stage of the race.
Building their corners and then lengthening it out. This should feel like easy speed. They are trying, okay? They're going about 95% right now, but it's 3 3/4 laps. So you need to find that rhythm and then just try and hold on. Both women looking very relaxed. I really like how Caitlin McGregor is riding her blades, going from that outside edge into the inside edge, getting a ton of pressure. Great little lean there.
So McGregor picking up a little bit of pace on that lap.
2 arms on her back. She does that for efficiency, of course. You want to have all of your weight over your pushing leg. That means that everything that you have, every ounce is going into the ice, pushing down. And both moving very nicely with 1 to go.
Bell lap now. McGregor, 4/100ths off the pace. Both 29.5-second lap times.
Wow, she's going to get to chase down Van Elst here. She drops the arm, and she's saying, no, I know I'm a good one. I'm on a good one.
Coming around this final corner, McGregor of Switzerland, both arms down, driving towards the line, and is she going to be in the green? Oh, yeah, she is by 0.3 of a second, 1:53.60.
That was a really nice race. It was, of course, off her personal best. We aren't seeing times as sharp as we've seen them this week, but she looked great. I mean, everything that was in her control, I would say she got an A+ here. Really nice technical adjustment. She just was super relaxed. She trusted her skate. As I was saying in the 500 meters, sometimes the harder you try, the slower you go. That's an honest statement for every distance. But in the 1500 meter, where you could just hit the wall so significantly, she did a great job of maintaining her technique, keeping it simple. You know, her strides are going to the side. That was a great race.
Inner lane from Kazakhstan, it's Nadezhda Morozova. Was 5th in the 3000. And Francesca Lollobrigida on the outer lane from Italy was 6th in the 3000. And off they go in the women's 1500 meter. Morozova is on the inner lane. Lollobrigida on the outer.
I really like how Morozova skates. I've been a fan for years, but she just is so beautiful when she's on her stride. It's so nice. Poetry.
2 100ths in the lead at this stage for Morozova.
Everything moves as one, right? Like it's almost like a little ball. Everything is moving as one, almost like a metronome. Nice long strides in those corners, and she's upping her tempo ever so slightly, really building out of the corner, and then she lengthens it out.
2 laps to go. Morozova, who skates all the distances. I mentioned she was 5th in the 3000. She was disqualified in the 1000, so really, you know, that's extra motivation for an athlete.
100%, and you know what? This is all Morozova right now. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. That's textbook technique. Great hip in the corner. Takes the extra crossover, and she's still lengthening it out. It is so difficult to do that at this stage of the game.
Final lap now, the bell goes. Still behind right now. Morozova is by 0.5 of a second. Can she make up ground on this lap?
Well, it just depends on if she's gonna, how much she's gonna slow down, because I like what I'm seeing. She's driving her knees, still nice little knee bend in that last corner. Pumping the arm, Signa, this is not easy.
And driving this final straight, Morozova at the line and off the pace, 1:54.31.
1:54.31. Listen, I really think she's setting up for a breakthrough, though. She's skated so well, and she's shaking her head. I know a lot of these athletes are looking at the times and going, I'm off my personal best. We are seeing, maybe it's a little bit of a slower day in here right now, and that could be for a number of reasons, the weather, the atmosphere, XYZ, but that was a good technical skate from Morozova.
Taking the inner lane to a huge applause at the Calgary Olympic Oval is Yvonne Blondet, the 35-year-old from Ottawa. And her pairing against Han Mei of China. Blondet, 17-time medalist at the World Single Distance Championships. And Han, 3-time medalist. But really an up-and-comer, Han Mei. She is one to watch, but don't count out Yvonne Blondet. If you look up grit, in the dictionary.
You
might see her face. You might just see her face.
Even with those sharp corners, of course. She comes from short track. She's been skating long track for long enough, but the building blocks of how to skate a corner from short track, she does it so well. Very, very efficient skater, driving her knees, great little knee bend coming out of the corner. And look at that, using her body weight in a way that very few athletes are able to do. She just rides her blade so well, and she loves to race, Signa. I'm a big fan of how Han Mei skates as well.
Han Mei loves skating in Calgary, that's for sure. You look at the World Championships back in 2024.
Oh!
Picked up silver medals in the 1,000 and the 1,500, and right now she's in the green.
Beautiful first lap for a 1,500 meters. She's going, all right, I'm going to lay down the hammer here. Really nice tempo, and then she's giving us that dance in the corner, building out, pumping that arm, and taking the extra crossover. This is a great pairing for both women.
Coming up to the bell lap now. Han Mei in the lead by 4/10. Yvonne Blondet just 3/100ths behind. This is a great finish coming up here.
Well, Han Mei's going to get a little bit of a draft, and just look at how dynamic she still is. Okay, that left arm has started to chicken wing, but that's okay. She's super fatigued right now with 200 to go. This is so nice. Hugging the corner, Signa, extra crossover, beautiful.
Great entry. Both women in the green at this stage of the race. It is going to be Han winning the pairing. What's the time going to be? It's going to be 1:52.69. That's a personal best.
That is just the ever so slightly a personal best. Congratulations. As I said, we've seen a few people just be ever so slightly off of their personal bests, their PBs. A lot of people got them in Salt Lake City last week. But Mei Han, here we go. Great technical and tactical execution. Just skated a really nice track pattern. Great corner entries, great corner exits. And she's so efficient and smooth in those straights. Love it.
Han Mei on top, 1:52.69, followed by Caitlin McGregor of Switzerland and Yvonne Blondet of Canada in third.
Moving on to the sixth pairing. In the inner lane from China, Li Zhuashen.
Li Zhuashen of China, 21-year-old off a personal best in Salt Lake City. Against the 28-year-old from Japan, Ayano Sato, beautiful skater, was 10th in the 1,500 last week. 3 3/4 lengths around this Calgary Olympic Oval. And there's lots to be decided in this field still. Han Mei holding the top time so far, 1:52.69.
Sato looks so lovely. I mean, to me, textbook technician. So efficient. She is using a shoelace around her waist. You can see that pink shoelace on the left of your screen. That's to keep her left arm really quiet, okay? And I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. Great little tempo in the straights, and then she's hammering those corners. Nice build.
So Sato pulling ahead of Lee right now on this stage of the race. 2 laps to go. Off the pace by 1/10 of a second.
Still trying to build, keeping her recovery nice and long. At this stage of the game, you start to tighten up and you start to think, okay, if I just push more, maybe I'll go faster. You gotta trust your stride. Sato getting a little bit fatigued here. Her hips have come up and she's not getting as much pressure into the ice.
Bell lap. Sato has the edge, but as you mentioned, tying up. And now Lee.
Oh, and a little bit of a bobble there. Sato looking for a good corner entry here. That will work. She just got to
up those legs. Oh!
Keep pumping, keep pumping.
It hurts. The 1500 meter final straight. It'll be Ayano Sato winning the pairing, but in 7th place, so well off the pace. 2 seconds off the time set by Han Mei.
Introducing our 7th pairing. In the inner lane from the Netherlands.
Here's 18-year-old Dutch skater Angel Daleman.
And in the outer
Taking on Nikola Zradilova of Czechia. So a decade between these two athletes. Daleman, 3-time gold medalist at the Youth Olympic Games, 11-time World Junior gold medalist. Trying to make strides on this Senior World Cup tour. Zradilova, the veteran from Czechia, on the outer lane.
This is going to be an exciting pair. I mean, Daleman, in my opinion, is the future. She has so much going for her, all the building blocks of being a star. It's so exciting just to see her round into form on the Senior World Cup circuit, of course. But Zradilova, absolutely on fire right now. Massive PB from Salt Lake City. And gets a lovely little draft, 2 arms up. She said, I'm going to be efficient with this one, but I'm not going to take my foot off the gas. Really nice starting to this 1500 meter.
Zradilova coming in to 2 laps to go. Almost 7/10 in the green at this stage of the race. And what kind of juice does she have left for the rest of it?
Well, I really like that corner exit. She's got a really nice angle with her knees, okay? She still has her knees way over her toes, and she's changing that tempo, pumping that arm. And I would have loved to have seen just an extra crossover out of that outer corner.
Zradilova into the bell lap now, and some of the time has dropped a little bit here.
She's going to go over the top here of Angel, I believe. Yeah, she's got it. And she is not smiling. That is a grimace. Right now it feels like she is skating through lava. But that's the 1500 meter. The question is who can keep their technique under fatigue? And she's done a great job so far.
Final straight. And you can really see those lead legs working. And no, Zradilova lost a ton of time into 2nd place. So Han Mei still the leader, 152.69. So Zradilova lost a lot on that bell lap.
She did. And it looked really good up until about 250 to go. Right here, just a little too much fatigue. Really nice technique. Up until just the final straight, really. Tied up just ever so slightly too much. Han Mei, though, to get a personal best with these conditions right now, I think she had a tremendous skate.
There is the leader, Han Mei. 3 more pairings to go in the women's 1500 meter. This one we had circled. On the inner lane, Antoinetta Rijpma de Jong, the 30-year-old veteran, not slowing down at the World Championships in Hamar, Norway last year. Silver at this distance.
And in the outer lane from Norway, Ragne Vikland.
And how about Ragna Vikland? Already with a silver medal at this World Cup in the 3000. She's a former world champion at 1500 meter. And Vicklin was on the podium last week in Salt Lake City at this distance where she was third. Reitma de Jong was second, so battle for the podium? Check mark.
I think so. This is going to be a great pairing. And I got to give Zadrolova a shout out. That was a personal best, what we just saw from her. So, you know what? Maybe the ice is a little faster than I was thinking. And these two women know how to perform when the pressure is on. Antoinetta Reitma de Jong, love how she skates. Always just so intense. There's always this nice little aggressive tempo that she has. She attacks every race. Ragna Vicklin looking very nice too. Just love how she's skating her corners right now. So nice. Give me that dance again any single time, Ragna. Beautiful.
Very even, different techniques. One with the arm swinging, the other with the arms behind the back on those straights. And de Jong, 4/100ths in the green, looking for a draft.
Spectacular first lap. Both these women absolutely going for it. Ragna looking so light on her feet right now. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from her, and you can never count out Antoinetta Reitma de Jong. We said look up the definition of great. You might see Evanie Blondin. I think you might see her too.
Yeah, let's go. Final bell lap here. Reitma de Jong, 4/10ths in the green. Vicklin also in the green. Trying to finish off strong. Put down a big time. There's 2 pairings left to go.
Well, that was a gorgeous corner entry, Signa, as she set herself up for a little bit of a slingshot. It's going to be right down to the wire.
And does Vicklin have anything left in the tank? Is it going to be Reitma de Jong? It's going to be Reitma de Jong in first, Vicklin in second, 1:52.33, the new time to beat. Set by the Dutch star, the 4-time Olympic medalist, Antoinetta Reitma de Jong.
Good race. Oh, the 1,500 meter hurts so much. I'm going to admit, I never went to the line feeling confident because you just think, oh, in a minute and a half, I know I'm going to be feeling like, hey, can someone get me a garbage can, to be honest. It is so difficult, but both these women put on such a great show. Beautiful speed skating from both of them. Skated a little differently, but they went for it.
So your new leader, Antoinetta Reitma de Jong of the Netherlands, 1:52.33. Two pairs left to go. Taking the inner lane, it is Brittany Bowe of the United States. And on the outer lane, Japan's Miho Takagi. Takagi on the outer lane has not struck the podium yet this early World Cup season. And the 1,500 meter is something she is known for. Brittany Bowe, though, never count her out. The world record holder at 1,000 meters held off the podium in the 1,000 yesterday. So you never know, a little bit of fuel.
Absolutely. And
both of them in the green by a lot.
Yeah, hello, buckle up. Here we go. That is a nice little 300-meter opener. All right, they've set the tone. Come on. 2 arms up for Britt now. Trying to be as efficient as possible.
Great champions of the sport racing against each other here. Takagi on that inner lane.
Well, you said it best, Signa. I mean, 2 absolute legends. And a 7-1 first lap. Give me a break. Absolutely saying, hey, I know I've been held off the podium, but Miho is wanting to strike gold here. She is so efficient with her technique. nothing ever really breaks down. As I've said, it's almost like a metronome. She's very, very efficient on the straightaways. Nothing is pulling her off of her stride. But Brittany Bowe is answering back, Signa.
They are neck and neck right now. Look at how close it is, but both are in the green. Takagi slightly ahead by 3/100ths of a second. Takagi, 7-time Olympic medalist against the 2-time Olympic medalist from the United States. It's coming down to the wire.
And Takagi, veteran move, nice, deep and wide corner entry. Now she's hugging the line. Is she gonna slingshot out? This looks the best she's been all season.
Final straight, Takagi. Does she have enough to get across the line? Bring in those arms. And she will. In first place, 151.68. Bowe into second. Great pairing. Great showing at the Olympic Oval in Calgary.
That was a phenomenal race from both women. And what a gift and how privileged are we to watch them compete still at this level after having done everything that they have done. They have been such a gift to speed skating. They have rewritten the rules and have made every single person around them better. Great race from both Miho and Britt. Miho just kept her technique. We've come to, of course, expect that from her. She's just such a technician. She's been like that since she was 15 years old. So efficient, beautiful 1,500-meter battle there.
Takagi appreciative of this crowd in Calgary. The current leader. One pairing left to go. Another big one. Melissa Vijfa of the Netherlands takes to the inner lane. Joy Buna, champion at 3,000 meters. Rewind a week, and she was the champion at both 1,500 and 3K. But Vijfa on the inner lane, also one to watch. She was fourth in the 1,500 meter last week, looking very strong, the 30-year-old. And a great pairing. I mean, if you're against the best in the world, Buna right now?
Well, you said it best. I mean, in my opinion, Joy is starting to prove that she is in a league of her own right now. She is skating so well, and she's skating with confidence. So that isn't the fastest 300-meter opener that we have seen today. I mean, Miho and Brittany just laid on the hammer. But look at this. She's going to get a nice little draft here. She knows exactly what she needs to do. Beautiful speed skating. Nothing is moving. Nothing is inefficient. Gorgeous lean, gorgeous dance coming out of the corner. I want more of this all day, every day, Signa.
Buna, 2 laps to go. They are off the pace right now.
But Bruna does not die as much as some other athletes may. She has such a large engine, and she's so efficient when she's up to speed. She's given us that tempo change. She's hammering this outside corner. She's going, all right, I need to give you another one. Okay, now she's really relaxing into her stride. Fatigue is starting to settle in, but this is where her grit shows.
Okay, still behind right now by 0.7 of a second in this bell lap. And does she have enough to even get on the podium here? That's the question. What a time by Takagi.
Well, she knows that she needs to find something special. She certainly has left the door open a little bit, but look at this. She's already starting to scrape off of that lead. Signa, it'll be right down to the wire.
And she's in the green right now. Can you believe it? Down this final straight, the fans on their feet. Buna trying to get the lead, and she does by 0.5 of a second. Just when you thought she was out, Buna on top again. 151.17.
She is such a delight to watch right now. I mean, she's always been delightful to watch, but it's just so cool to see her find something so special in her skating. You know, she trusted her plan. We're going, okay, she's left the door open a little bit. She didn't start as fast as perhaps Miho or Brittany did, but she gets it in that third lap. She's just got such an engine, and she's so mature now in her own skating. She obviously has confidence. She's betting on herself, and beautiful way to end a very, very good 1,500 meter.
26-year-old from the Netherlands, undefeated at that distance. And what a race by Miho Takagi from Japan. She's back. She finished second. And Brittany Bowe of the United States third. But the moment, all about Joy Berne of the Netherlands.
That was a delightful finish to this 1,500 meter competition. Miho and Brittany putting on a show, making a statement, and then Joy answering back. She truly is one of the best speed skaters that I think we've seen in a long, long time. Rock solid tactics, so strong technically. And she just keeps cementing herself as the one to beat. To win by half a second, I mean, all these athletes will go back and look at the video, but Joy was the athlete of the hour.
Berne, followed by Takagi and Bowe, the medalists for today. Top Canadian, Yvonne Blondin in 10th. Final race of the day, the men's 1,500 meter, the king of races. 3 3/4 laps around the Calgary Olympic Oval. 10 pairings. And we'll see what rebound Jordan Stolz has, the leader right now in the 1,500 meter, but held to a bronze medal in the 500. A great field. Kjeld Naus, never count out to the great Olympic champion. It's going to be good. 1,500. I'll look at the pairings here. Antoine Jelena Beaulieu picked up a bronze medal in the mass start last week at Salt Lake City for Canada. And then the final 2 pairings going to be real interesting. Final 3, let's just say that. Kjeld Naus, Sunnekalb, and Jordan Stolz, the 2 junior stars battling it out against each other. And Konchog and Ning. Stay with us. I'm Signa Butler alongside 2-time Olympian Anastasia Busis from the Calgary Olympic Oval, stop number 2 on the ISU Speed Skating World Cup Tour. Great crowds on hand all weekend long. Great tunes.
It has been a party. It has been a very, very fun week of racing. And I mean, we've said it before, but the Olympics are right around the corner. It's apparent in this building. There is a buzz.
first of 10 pairings on the docket.
Introducing the skaters for the men's 15.
Starting on the inner lane, Motonaga Arito of Japan.
The inner lane, Motonaga Arito.
And on the outer lane, Gabriel Odur of Austria. I'll get a little applause here because very familiar to the fans at the Calgary Olympic Oval. Arito of Japan takes the inner lane. Odur of Austria on the outer lane. Through 300 meters, opener. Odur has the edge.
Hey,
23.3.
that'll do, Gabe. He's laying down the hammer, and look at this. He's going to get such a nice little draft here. 2 arms up, trying to find that maximum efficiency, especially with this speed. Both these men going really nice and quick here to start off this 1,500-meter contest. Odur has found something really nice in his skating. He does train with Canadians. He's an honorary Canadian. And Team Canada just so happy to have him. He brings so much to the team. Very strong skater, super hard worker, positive attitude, and this is looking really nice right here. Still finding that length in his stride. Fatigue starting to set in, so he's going to have to battle it through with his technique.
Bell lap now. Odur in front, 1:15.24 at this stage of the race. And it's starting to hurt.
It's hurting big time in
Whoa!
a crossover
Arito,
error.
yeah.
Good corner entry, though. Gabe still has a nice lean. With 100 meters to go, he gives us that extra crossover.
Odur, the crowd bringing home the Austrian and sets the tone for the day. 1:43.18. And that's ties his personal best. Or just 8/100ths off.
Just off his personal best. That was a
Feels
great
good.
race, absolutely. Very strong tactically and really gritty. He said, no, I'm going to go over the top of you, sir. But it worked. Really nice skating from Odur. Just off his personal best. It just keeps sharpening up, to be honest. Really nice skate.
In the second pairing, in the inner lane,
Pairing number 2 of the men's 1,500 meter. Sander Eitrim of Norway, second in the 5K. And from Canada, Antoine Jelena-Beaulieu, a 33-year-old from Sherbrooke, Quebec. He's got the fans all dressed up for him today. Coming off that bronze medal in the mass start in Salt Lake City last week. Eitrim does skate across all the distances, so just because he's got that 5K silver medal already this week doesn't mean he can't compete in the 1,500.
No, when we were watching him in warm-up and it was like poetry in motion, I was going, wow, that's a nice 300-meter excel. I love how he skates, and I also adore how Antoine Jelena-Beaulieu skates and what he has done for this sport. He took a year off last year. Due to mental health reasons, he's been so vulnerable with sharing his story, and he's just such a champion on and off the ice. And that is a champion draft. What a gift for Tony. Nice little corner entry, so fluid in the corners. And there's that little dance. He's pumping that arm, really building the speed. He does have extensive background and experience in short track, and it's so apparent in when he skates like this. Gorgeous.
So right now, sitting in third is Jelena Beaulieu of Canada at this stage of the race. Such an integral part of the team pursuit and the team sprint for Canada. And of course, the mass start.
Wow, we sometimes affectionately say he's a jack of all trades. That's not an insult. He's just that good across the board. He can skate anything. And this is looking really, really nice.
Bell lap right now, and looking to get the draft behind Sander Eitram. Eitram looking comfortable right now. Jelena Beaulieu behind him and coming into this corner. How's it look?
Well, it's going to be a drag race, Signa, but what a gritty extra crossover.
And driving to the line, it's Jelena Beaulieu against Sander Eitram. And they're off the pace by a bit, but a good pairing for the Norwegian and the Canadian.
That was a fun race to watch. I don't think both men are absolutely thrilled with that finishing time, but a gritty, tactical race from Tony. He gets the two drafts significantly on Sander. Sander, of course, very tall. That would be a nice gift with 300 meters to go. Just off their times a little bit, though, as he shakes his head, unfortunately.
Wesley Dice of the Netherlands, the 30-year-old veteran, takes to the inner lane against his countryman, Timon Snell, 27 years of age. Dice on the inner lane was fourth at the single distance championships in the Netherlands at this distance. Snell was fifth. Very competitive racing in the 1500 meter in that country.
So competitive. Snell looks nice and in control. I love that lean.
In the green right now is Snell.
That is Snell. That was very fast. Two arms up, looking so relaxed from both men. Great lean, great angle there. You can just tell how fast they're going, really hammering their crossovers, and then still lengthening out their straightaways. Gorgeous!
2 laps ago, Snell still in the lead by the same pace, just 1/10 of a second. Dice trying to get a little bit of a draft.
Very nice speed skating from both of these men. Again, great lean in the corner, and they're really carrying their speed out nicely. Very efficient. This is going to set them up for a nice little backstretch.
Bell lap now. They're 1/100th and 2/100ths off the pace set by Gabriel Odur. 1:43.18. Got to push it in this final lap.
Well, and they look so nice and light on their feet, and they are absolutely hammering everything that they can do, but fatigue has set in, Signa. This is a drag race.
Yep, final straight. And across the line, and they'll be off the pace. It's Snell edging out Dice, but they're still sitting second and third.
Great race from our leader, Gabe Odur. The Austrian still sitting in first. Set the tone in that first pair. This was a great bounce back and a great answer. Just lost a little bit with about 350 to go.
Pairing number 4. Canada's David Leroux lines up for the 1500 meter. 27-year-old. Had a personal best time in Salt Lake City in the 1500. Liu Hanbin, 19, up-and-comer from China. That personal best time we mentioned for David Leroux, who's on the inner lane there for Canada, 1:42.93 in Salt Lake City.
I really like how David skates. I just find his stride so sharp. He is so powerful, very, very strong. He's a tall guy. He's got those long, long strides and a little bit of a higher recovery, which allows him to get even just that much more into the ice. Fantastic start. That'll put him right where he wants to be. And now he's just really relaxing it out. He did have an unfortunate concussion 2 years ago. It was really bad. Essentially had to take the season off. He rounded into form nicely last season, but speaking to him before today, he goes, I am feeling it. I am happy to be back, and I'm feeling great, and this looks great.
Right now, Leroux, 8/100ths off the pace, and getting a draft from Liu.
Really nice pacing, good little corner entry there again. I'm liking what I'm seeing, good angles, and you can just see he is picking up speed every single crossover and then lengthening it out. Moving is one. This is where fatigue starts.
1/10 off the pace, sitting in fourth at this stage of the race. Leroux on the bell lap, leading this pairing.
And Munsef Wardy, one of his coaches, is saying, hey, keep it moving. This is on one. You're on one. Liu coming back with a vengeance too, though. What a showing.
What a corner that was by Liu. And driving in is the 19-year-old tying up at the line, and they're both off the pace. Set by Gabriel Oldur in the first pairing of the day.
The 1500 meter, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, it is just hard though. Like, so many people can skate a phenomenal 1100 meter split, but with one lap to go, it's like the rules sometimes go out the window. It is so difficult. You have to maintain your technique perfectly under that fatigue, and everything is telling you to just stand up, to be honest. It hurts that much. Liu has a beautiful future, only 19 years old. Get to know his name, because I don't think he's going anywhere. He's going to be a star.
At the halfway point of the order, Didrik Engstrand of Norway. 20-year-old against Taiyo Nonomura. And off they go. The fifth pairing in the men's 1500 meter. Both similar personal bests. Strand with a 1:42.92, Nonomura 1:42.93.
Nonomura gets up to speed so nicely. Come on, 23.3. He made that look like he was walking his dog. That was so nice. And look at this draft he's going to get. He takes it. I was even wondering if he was going to blow by him. But 2 arms up, really nice, efficient skating. Great lean. Little dance, give me that lightness. And then the arm goes up. Absolute efficiency. Very nice skating from Nonomura.
Off the pace right now with 2 laps to go, but we've seen people pick it up in the final laps of the race. It's about digging in,
digging in when the pain starts, and the pain is going to come real quick here. But Nonamura is still doing a great job of hugging that corner. And Strand with the extra crossovers. He is absolutely pumping his arms, trying to find that sixth gear to really carry this speed going into the straightaways.
Well, Diedrich Engstrand ahead right now. You can see he's really grinning and bearing it. He was 7th at the World Championships last year, making a name for himself there.
Oh, and Nonamura, though, still hugging those corners. The left arm has started to move. There you go. Oh!
Oh, wow, you can just see that's what it does. The 1,500 meter just ties you up. And I don't think that tied him up too much. I don't think he was going to beat Odur's time, but
no, I don't think so.
You can just see the pain. Like that's what it looks like if you want a picture.
Well, sometimes speed skating feels like, you know, as I've mentioned, it's almost like you've got a star in Mario Kart. You're like, all right, I'm on it. Get out of my way. I'm undefeated. I'm untouchable. And then other times when speed skating gets tough, it's like you're rollerblading on like a Saskatchewan highway in February, you know? It's hard. That's hard. That hurts. Great showing, gritty showing. But unfortunately, that last 400 meter just was pretty aggressive today.
Four skaters chasing on time. Top of 143.182.
Gabriel Odur of Austria has the time to beat today, 1:43.18. Kim Min-suk of Hungary
And in the outer lane from Italy.
against Daniela Di Stefano. Has his eyes on Milano Cortina. Kim previously competed for Korea, and it was with Korea that he won a bronze medal in the 1,500 meter. Now competing for Hungary, he's on that inner lane. And Di Stefano, one of this part of this Italian team, really deep Italian team right now. It's gonna be exciting in Milano Cortina.
It will be, absolutely. And there's just so many stars on the Italian team. It'll be very exciting. There is extra pressure on the Italians, of course, having a home Olympic Games. I was very lucky to compete in Vancouver 2010. By no means did I have the most pressure on my shoulders, but it is special. It is different. And you got to keep in mind, too, everyone has their own little individual plan as to when they want to peak Cigna, right? We've talked to so many athletes that have said, I've got my eyes on the prize in February. So, of course, these races, I mean, it's the World Cup.
They matter. You got to get there, right? So
they
the points matter.
Absolutely, but you don't necessarily know where everyone is at in their training. This is looking very nice and efficient.
So Di Stefano, the edge right now by 0.6 at this stage of the race, off the pace set by Odur in the very first pairing of the night.
Nice little draft, but he says, no, I'm not even going to take it. I know I've got more than Kim right now, and he's hammering this last corner. Great pressure into the ice, still fatigued, but he's battling it out.
Di Stefano driving towards the finish line, pushing his legs, and off the pace by 0.6. So after 6 pairings, it is still Gabriel Odur of Austria in front. Have some contenders coming up.
He laid the hammer on that last corner, but it just was not enough, unfortunately. This is a day where the 1,500 meter hurts, I think. It's such a difficult distance, as I've said. It's like the 800 meter in athletics. You have to go out and just try and hang on, and that's what that man did so well. Sitting in first right now, if these walls could talk, I wonder what's going through Odur's head.
Well, he trains on the ice in Calgary, so he knows it well.
In the inner lane from the Netherlands,
Joep Venemars of the Netherlands. Against countryman Tim Prins of the Netherlands.
From the Netherlands, Tim Prins.
These two finished second and third at the Netherlands Single Distance Championships. Prins was second in the 1500. Venemars was third, a course behind Kjeld Naus, who's still to come.
Somewhere in the low 23-second range.
Venemar's looking nice.
Yeah, 22.91, so almost 0.4 of a second in front.
That is a very fast Signa for a 1,500 meter opener. I was going, wow, he's got some pep in his step. I love it. He was driving his knees, really nice, easy speed.
Well, Venemars is, of course, the world champion at 1,000 meters, picked up a third place finish in the 1,000 in Calgary, and right now they're eating away at this time, both of them in the green.
Gorgeous first lap from Tim Prins as well. And Joep gets a nice draft. Both men looking very strong and solid right now. Good turnover in the corner. Look at that hip, all right? He's getting that nice lean, taking the extra crossover, still lengthening it out, but they have to keep to their own race plan. This is when it starts to hurt. This is where people have been falling apart.
Both of them a second in the green right now, but you mentioned the falling apart. We'll see if there's any body English going on between these two. You can just see a little bit of that clenching of the face.
On Joep's face, he's saying, I gotta keep relaxed, I gotta keep relaxed. Tim Prins, great corner though. He's not turning it over all that quick, but he's using his body weight, still pressuring into the ice.
And they're throwing the arms down, driving towards the line. It will be, they shoot at the line, and it will be Prins by 0.02 of a second. So, actually, Venemars, pardon me.
Very
Joep
solid.
Venemars takes over first place.
Very solid racing. Both just off of their personal best, but yeah, that deserves a big smile and a congratulatory fist pump. Great race. Both men went out like a lightning bolt. I mean, to be
they kept it up.
Yeah, to be sub 23, they knew the assignment. They said, okay, that last lap is really difficult. We need to really hammer that first 1,100 if we want to put ourselves into contention. And come on, it doesn't get much better than that with a photo finish. Great race.
So Joep Venemars takes over the lead, 1:42.54, followed by Prins and Odur of Austria.
In the 8th pairing, in the inner lane from the Netherlands, Kjeld Naus.
Kjeld Naus, a 36-year-old veteran, the Olympic champion at 1,500 meter, is in the inner lane. On the outer lane, Kazuya Yamada, 24-year-old. Naus is on the inner lane, and already just that face, he's so determined, so focused. He was off the podium, though, in the 1,500 in Salt Lake City, finishing in 5th. So a little bit of extra hunger for Kjeld Naus.
Absolutely, and he said, you know what? The fire is still there. I am still so hungry. This man has seen it all. He has done it all. He has accomplished everything there is to accomplish, and yet he still wants more because he loves this sport, and fans of skating love him. You said it best. He is so focused. The intensity unmatched. Look at his rock solid technique right now, okay? 2 arms up and hammering that corner. He will know what he needs to do to find himself on the podium. And this is going to give us a little slice of that answer right now. Nice first lap. He's right where he wants to be. He's going to get a nice draft here from Yamada.
Just 0.3 off the pace at this stage of the race. Now warmed up for this race, winning the B Group 1,000 meters in Calgary already. So a little bit of a shaking out the rust. Not looking rusty here, that's for sure. Bell lap now, 3/100ths in the lead for Kjeld Naus. No!
A hand down again. We saw that in Salt Lake City. He's looking very nice, but it can totally tie you up, unfortunately, to just get off your stride ever so slightly. He is still battling it out, still turning it over. I like the intensity, Signa.
He's still in the green right now, but did that throw off the great veteran Kjeld Naus pushing towards the finish line? Naus, can he take over the lead? Wow, nearly falls at the finish line, but he does by 0.1 of a second. Kjeld Naus, the new leader, 1:42.42.
That deserves a clap.
That was a fight.
That was a fight, and I don't think that felt all that easy. I don't think any 1,500 meter has felt all that easy today. The ice is not as forgiving as sometimes it is. But, I mean, absolute laser focus, such a veteran of the sport, brilliant technician, brilliant tactician. He does have that little hand down with 350 meters to go, but he said, no, I've laid the groundwork. Come on, I'm going to trust myself, and he did exactly that. Congratulations. That was a great 1,500 meter from Kjeld Naus.
He looks pretty pleased with himself, too, and that's nice to see. There's been a couple rough races for Kjeld Naus, but on top of the leaderboard now.
Introducing the ninth pairing in the inner lane from Germany, Finn Sonnekolb.
Finn Sonnekolb, the 18-year-old phenom from Germany, third in the 1,500 meter in Salt Lake City.
And in the outer lane from the United States of America, Jordan.
Against the established phenom, Jordan Stolz, 21-year-old from West Bend, Wisconsin, winner of Salt Lake City last week. Stolz of the United States is on the outer lane, and on the inner is Sonnekolb. These two kind of linked with their names because of their prowess at the junior level. Almost identical records at the junior level between these two.
Well, it really feels like there's been a changing of the guard, all right? There's this wave of young, talented skaters rewriting the rules, and of course Jordan Stolz is leading the charge. But Sonnekolb is wanting to answer back, and come on, 3-2, 3-2. They know that they're skating against each other. They're going, let's set the tone right here, right now. Jordan looking so nice. Look at that lean, okay? I think he might have the best left leg in the business. Just so strong, gets so much pressure, and is completely over his pushing leg. So it's so efficient.
Okay, they're in the red right now, so that first lap looking really good, and now off a little bit.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic, but you know what? I'm never going to bet against Jordan Stolz. Just look at how efficient and easy this is for him. Still hammering those corners, little change up for the tempo, but Sonnekolb right with them, Signa.
Well, Jordan Stolz, the world champion at 1,500 meter in 2023 and 2024, both of them behind the pace right now, a little bit surprising. Don't count them out, though. Stolz looking like he's struggling a little bit.
Sonnekolb still has two arms up. I mean, you can see the tug is going. They've absolutely hit the wall, but this is going to be right down to the wire. That's a beautiful last corner, though.
And Stolz, look at that corner. Oh my, towards the finish line. Can they challenge the top of the leaderboard? They can. Wow, 1-2. Jordan Stolz, just when it looked like he was out of gas, he found another gear, and the American on top.
What a race.
That turned into a good one.
We got to give a big clap to Finn Sonnekolb, all right? Absolutely on fire. I mean, it's one thing to have success at the junior level. It's tough to find it and to translate it sometimes on the senior circuit. And he's going, not for me, just like this man said. Jordan Stolz, I mean, in my opinion, there are aspects of his skating that are 20 years ahead of anyone else. He has rewritten the rules. He is a phenom. Get to know his name if you have not heard it. You're going to hear it about 1 million times in February at the Olympics. But that was a fun little race, Siggy.
So can Jordan Stolz stay undefeated on the 1,500-meter season so far? One final pairing to go. And it's the world champion from last year, Peter Kongshaug of Norway, lining up on the inner, 24-year-old. Salt Lake City, he was just off the podium in 4th. And don't count out this man either. Ning Zhongyan picked up a 2nd place finish in Salt Lake City. This race isn't over yet. Final pairing in the men's 1,500 meter features the world champion against a former world championship silver medalist. Gonna be interesting.
There are so many wonderful little rivalries right now, and it's just fun. Like, that's all it is. Speed skating is fantastic. I love racing, and it is so fun to watch two men like this battle it out. Great start for Ning.
Ning, 5/100ths in the red right now at this stage of the race.
And
nice draft.
Where did Ning go? Oh, yes, the draft. Gosh, that was a gift. Oh, so much speed going into that inner corner, driving his knees, great knee bend, and then putting that arm up. Poetry in motion, baby. This is beautiful.
Well, when Ning won his silver medal, now in the green at the 2024 World Championships in Calgary, well, it was on this ice. He loves this ice.
And I love what I'm seeing. So nice. Nose, knees, toes. He's using his body weight so efficiently. His power is that he's got a big engine. He doesn't die all that much in the 1,500 meter, so he's put himself into contention here.
Bell lap now. Ning in the green by 2/100ths. Kongshaug trying to catch up here. Ning looking like he's going to tie up. He is tying up. Kongshaug's going to get a draft.
Goes over the top of Kongshaug, but he certainly needs to keep it hammering out. Turn it over. Fatigue is set. That left arm is starting to move. Signa.
Now in the red. Jordan Stolz, the time to beat. It's 1:42.10. Ning across the line. No, off the podium. So Jordan Stolz back-to-back victories in the 1,500.
It's anyone's game.
This is it.
This is it. Like, this was such a good preview and little slice of what we expect from the Olympic Games in Milano Cortina in 70-some odd days. Ning looked so good. He did tie up ever so slightly in that last lap. Uncharacteristic. He's calm, cool cucumber, right? Like, he doesn't die that much in the 1,500 meter. But again, today's ice was not all that forgiving. We saw that with a lot of folks. Great 1,100 meter split times, and then they were hitting the wall. That man, though, is, I mean, all eyes need to be.
1:42.10 today, and just when you thought he was out of gas, found that extra gear. Back-to-back wins at the 1,500 meter. Finn Sonnekold moving up one spot on the podium, the 18-year-old. Wow. Showing that he's in a contender as well. There he is there. I mean, right against Stolz, 1v1. And then Kjeldnaus, the great veteran, 38, pulling home the bronze medal today. He was really pleased with his effort. That was a fight. 1, 2, 3 podium.
A great fight, and I think all three of those men will take a lot of confidence.
There's that pairing.
Yeah, for so long, Jordan was almost uncontested, right? He was so in a league of his own. He still is in a separate league, but this race has shown me, hey, he performs under pressure no matter what. Because Sonnekold was putting the pressure on him, right? He goes, no, I'm just going to win this tactically then. If I'm not going to be 5/10 ahead of you, let me just put my head down and make it work. Congratulations. Still winning by 0.2 of a second, and it was far from perfect.
Great racing in Calgary. Jordan Stolz taking home the 1500 meter. Finn Sonnekolb of Germany, the young gun, coming up the ranks with another podium. And Kjeldnaus with the bronze medal today at the Olympic Oval. The World Cup standings. Stolz, Sonnekolb, and Ning leading the way. But it's really hotly contested. I mean, the Venemar's Prins had the great race. Konshog, the world champion at 1500 meters. I mean,
No, you
it
can
is
never,
a stacked field.
Exactly, and you can never count out Konshog. Like, I mean, the narrative that is coming through in the 500 meter, the 1,000 meter, the 1,500 meter, the 5,000 meter right now for the men. On any given day, that podium can change so quickly. He has been a constant on it, but you know what? Olympic years, anything can happen. This is absolutely rich drama, and we're pretty lucky to be getting a front row ticket.
Theater indeed. The final medal ceremonies to come for the 1500 meter. The royalty races, the queen and king of races. Good way to crown the day in Calgary.
And women's 1500 meter medal ceremony in the next few minutes. Stand by.
Are you going right now?
Women's 1500 meters.
1500 meter ceremony for the women coming up.
Bronze medalist, representing the United States of America, Brittany Bowe.
A fantastic pairing between Brittany Bowe and Miho Takagi. And Bowe showing that champion's mindset, getting herself on the podium.
Speed Skating Canada CEO Joe Morissette. Mr. Morissette will be accompanied by two members of the Calgary Grizzly Speed Skating Club, Declan Mark and Raywin Mark. In second place and silver medalist, representing Japan, Miho Takagi.
Miho Takagi, first podium of this young World Cup season. So many Japanese fans in Calgary cheering on the 7-time Olympic medalist, looking for more in Milano Cortina. The white hat ceremony. Joy Buna does the double for a second straight week, 1,500 meter and 3,000. And she did it on that final lap.
Just continuously cementing herself as one of the hottest athletes in the world right now, I would say. I mean, she is in a different league.
Joy Buna, Miho Takagi, and Brittany Bowe round out the women's 1,500 meter podium.
What does the rest of the season look like for you?
Men's 1500 meter medal ceremony. Final race of day 2 of World Cup number 2. Kjell Naus of the Netherlands picking up his first podium of the season. Bronze medal in the 1500 meter. What a fight that was. Now the Olympic champion in 1500 meters. Finn Sonnekob, the 18-year-old, really making himself a name in this early part of the World Cup season. Second straight podium in the 1500 meter. He was third in Salt Lake City. Goes up a step to silver this time around in Calgary. And back-to-back wins in the 1500 meter for Jordan Stolz of the United States. So undefeated at 1500 so far this season, but there are some people knocking on the door. So you know the American Phenom's keeping track of that. Jordan Stolz, Finn Sonnekob, and Kjell Naus. Great racing in the men's 1500 meter. Well, stop number 2 on the ISU Speed Skating World Cup has been exciting through 2 days of competition in Calgary, Alberta. Expecting more on day 3. On day 3, have the team pursuit for the men and women, another 500-meter race, and the mass start, of course. Another 500-meter race, Anastasia. I don't think I can handle it.
I know. Me neither, but I'm ready already because today was so fun, Signa. I mean, I just keep repeating myself, but it's Olympic year, and it's so apparent in all of these athletes' results, in the buzz we feel here in the Oval. Let's go. Like, 70 some odd days away. I don't want to be slowing down. I don't think you do either.
No, so much on the line. Femke Kok, of course, sprint champion, 500 meters, 1,000 meters. Can she do another 500 tomorrow? Exciting day at the Olympic Oval in Calgary. Make sure you tune in for day number 3 from Southern Alberta as the World Cup season continues in this Olympic season. I'm Signa Butler alongside Anastasia Busis. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you tune in next time.